like we just started watching Atlanta last year, and I just learned the cast, and then they go ahead and switch up pretty much the entire cast. So now I have to learn the entire cast again because there's only like 2 or 3 people returning. So here we are.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know Porsha and Kenya. Kenya is going to be a
Cynthia.
hot. Yeah, Cynthia. We know the majority of them. That's the thing. It's just the only full time cast member that has returned is Drew, which is kind of funny after what happened with Drew and Ralph in the last season. And I know Kenya is going to be a hot button issue this season because she's in it, she's not in it, and then they completely cut her out entirely. So she was trending on Twitter on Sunday night when Atlanta was premiering over the Atlanta premiere. So it was Kenya, then RHOA. That's funny.
Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Shows. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only Georgia Goots. What's up, dude?
That's Peach Goots to you, buddy.
Peachy Goots.
Yeah, Peachy Clean. Peachy Queen? Peachy...
Yeah. Yes,
I don't know. I'm stuck in a loop. I am. Thank you. That broke me out of the loop.
Got you, man.
Oh, it's so nice to be back in Atlanta. I know that there were a lot of like hardships with filming this season, and we're gonna have to see how that goes. The entire cast got completely shaken up, and we'll see how that goes as well. But the production value always gets me going, and these fucking houses, these confessional looks, everything just looks incredible.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and this is going to be for the entire season. It's similar to other shows we've watched in the past that have either had shakeups or complete transitions into new casts, like RHOA. Obviously, RHOA didn't hit this season at all, but the one thing that we were running into before it had even aired is the hate for it, that nobody liked it, nobody wanted to come on. We're going to have a similar issue with this show coming out, not you and I, just the general public, because there's a lot of people that are like, they're going to ruin the show. Like the fact that Kenya's not on there, a lot of people have an issue with that. There's a lot of hurdles that they have in place before the first episode had even aired. And when I was looking through Twitter, you know, you're hearing some of the same things. And like, I saw some positive responses. I didn't see a lot of like, it wasn't, I did too. And that's my thing. It's like, I enjoyed this episode. I really liked it. I know it's not classic Atlanta. A lot of these faces we have seen before in the past and they've come back. You know, there's some newbies. Sure. I liked it. I thought it was decent. I thought they got out of the gate okay. I think that we need to go into it expecting something a little bit new, not hoping and praying for OG Atlanta, which a lot of people regard. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people regard like OG Atlanta as some of the best housewifery ever seen. You're not going to get that again. It's not coming back to be the same show it was. You have to embrace what it's going to become. And I just don't want to not give it a shot right out of the gate and just see what we have, you know, see what we have early on. If it sucks, okay, but like, let's try it.
I think it's set up well. I think that they put a lot of thought into that. And obviously things do go awry at some point, especially with Kenya, but I think that it's set up really well because you have somebody like Shamia who's been around for a long time. She knows all of the women. She's friends with a lot of the women. She sort of just slides right back into that Candy spot where everybody's pretty cool with her. Everybody respects her. And yeah, there's going to be some issues here and there or whatever, but she'll probably get out of it. She is something of like a glue that's going to hold the group together. That's going to have events that force people that are going to have issues together. And, you know, we see some issues that are already kind of taking shape at this point. And she's going to be the person that's going to be right in the middle of it all, orchestrating and making sure everybody stays on the right path, I guess, on task. And the other thing is, if we look at her like a Candy figure, Candy was checked out the last 2 seasons of Atlanta. She was all over the place, and I don't blame her because she had a lot going on, and the show was in flux. But if Shamia can step into that role right away, and she's going to be present, she's going to look at this like, okay, this is how we're going to make sure that everybody stays together. I trust her.
I liked Shamia. I thought that she did a good job. I mean, there's some things that could wear thin like later on down the road, but I thought that she had a solid first episode. Like I said, I liked the majority of what I saw. I was I was captivated the whole time. I watched the whole thing. I was not, you know, jumping on my phone. I was paying attention. That's kind of my biggest litmus test is like, how many times do I look at my phone during an episode? It's like, that tells me, okay,
I was going to laugh right away because you're like, I watched the whole thing. I'm like, good. You're going to be recapping. I hope so.
I mean, I watched the whole thing without looking at my phone.
Correct. Yeah, I know. What
And
you mean.
it's a big test. Like I said, we watch a lot of these shows, so there's plenty where I'm like looking down at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I got to rewind that or whatever.
Yep.
This is not one of them. So that's a good start for me. I like Shamia. I thought that she did a good job. Like I said, I like the cast that they put together thus far. Drew, amidst the divorce with fucking Ralph, is gonna be entertaining. There's a lot of things that I saw in this episode. I'm like, ooh, okay. We have palpable drama on the horizon. This whole group knows each other, which is massive. The whole crew knows each other. They're even the ones that don't, they're still like, you can go down the line and find a connection. Like, oh, I don't know you personally, but you're friends with so-and-so. She's friends with this person. So I kind of know you through the grapevine. Like there's a lot of different, like we look for certain tropes early on with newer shows or newer casts. Do they know each other? Do they have a history? What is their history? Have they been on reality TV before? They check a lot of these boxes. So I think that that's a positive. And I fear that the backlash is going to be premeditated versus, oh, I don't like this show because I've watched a few episodes and it's not hitting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think you were right to immediately line it up with something like RHOA because Atlanta and RHOA, they were the golden age of housewives. I understand it was incredible and you want that back. You're very nostalgic about it. But that goes to say with a lot of shows. I mean, you're never going to be able to hit the same way. Maybe you were at a different point in your life when you watched those shows and they hit that hard because of where you were. And now they just don't. And that's kind of how it is. You got to embrace change. That's the only way that we can live.
You know what Poppy said to us yesterday?
What?
She said, I came up with a saying. And this is not a like, look what my child said. My 3-year-old told me that he wants world peace. She said to me, I came
starting
up
to
with
sound
a
like
saying.
that. I wasn't thinking that, but now I am.
It's not because it is previously a saying, but she did say, like, I coined this term, which I think she came up with it on her own, which is kind of cool. But she's like, change is hard, but change can be good. And I was like, wow, dude, like that's some deep shit. I like that. High five. I know it sounds like one of those moments. I swear to God. And you know, Poppy, and you can vouch for me. Okay. But she did. She said,
why don't you tweet that and see how the reaction?
No, God, because I know exactly what the reaction. That's the difference. I'll say it to you because you know Poppy and you know how mature she is, and our audience hopefully believes me because the last thing I want to do is be one of those parents on Twitter like, look what my child said. But yeah, change can be good, guys. I don't know. Put it this way: it's the same thing we said with RHOA early on when they started the new season. You didn't like the last few seasons of RHOA. Nobody liked especially the last two. Like you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So they tried to change it. Then you were mad they tried to change it. Nobody's liked Atlanta for a long time. So they're trying to change it. Let's not hate it because of change. With that being said, let's jump into this episode. What I loved, absolutely loved, is that they fucking intro everybody immediately. We didn't have to wait for names to pop up. I didn't have to go through all that bullshit. We go one by one. We list the cast. We got Shamia, Kelli, Angela, Drew, Britney, Porsha. Boom. Done. Thank you. Do that every season.
Every time you change the cast.
Not even when you change the cast. Just do it every season when you start it because there's newcomers and just name them so we know.
Yeah. I would say if there's one newcomer, just start off with the newcomer.
Sure.
Just get it out of the way early.
Then we
find out what this woman's all about.
Names are hard. Okay. We watch a lot of shows. Names are hard. So anyway, obviously Porsha's back. A lot of people are super excited about Porsha being back. I'm excited that Porsha is back, and you get this welcome back. Like it looks like a Nike commercial. Like she's out like in her sportswear. She's like, oh man, it's been like narrated by Porsha, and she's like doing like calisthenics.
I was married to this man and he was lying to me the whole time. It was the longest 15 months of my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we know, she's married to Simon. So like we obviously have a history there, but it's like, it was very funny to watch this. Not funny, but I actually enjoyed it. I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? The production value is phenomenal. I'm glad that we're getting more cinematic. I love cinematic scenes in housewife shows. I think they should always be
nothing like it.
Yeah, so it's awesome. You know, she's back. I'm glad that she's back. She goes to that whole thing, like you said. Who the fuck did I marry? Who is this guy? I thought he was somebody. It's not. So Porsha's back. It's a great reintroduction for Porsha. I'm excited about that part. And then we get to Sterling Hall. Fuck yes, Sterling Hall. God damn it. Thank God we have one of these houses back in Housewives. This
brings wealth back to Housewives. I don't want to see all
Please.
these. I don't want to see all these broke people that are going through divorces and not getting any money. I want to see some huge houses with
I'm
fucking
sick of
elevators in it.
I'm sick of pool houses in Beverly Hills. Okay.
Yeah,
I want
enough.
fucking mansions. I want $9 million houses that's probably worth double that now.
Mhm.
I want to see elevators and closets. That's what I want. So you set the bar high out of the gate. This house is a fucking estate, and I'm thrilled that we're in here. But we get to re-meet Shamia, and she was Porsha's ride or die back in the day. But she's claiming that I can outshine the best of them. And look, her performance this episode, I'm intrigued.
Yep.
I'm intrigued because
She
I
took the
think
role
that she can.
figure like right away. I had no doubt in my mind. As soon as she started talking, as soon as she started getting with all the rest of the ladies, like, central figure. There you go. That's all we need.
That we need a central figure. We need, like you said, the glue, and
Yep.
we need the person that's going to have the events. And as she says, I'm having this birthday party. It's my first big event in this house. I'm inviting the whole family. We get to learn about who she is a little bit. She calls herself the female Jamie Foxx because she's a singer, dancer, actress, and a TV host. That's interesting. I'm excited. Thank you, Shamia. But she talks about what she's been through with her growing her family. As she said, she has 2 kids, Shia and Shiloh. And I guess that Shiloh was born premature, had over a dozen surgeries. So that's really tough. And I like the family aspect. So what I loved about this intro, because immediately after that, you get, 10 years with her husband, Gerald, all that. We hit all of it. Tell me who you are, who you're married to, who your family is, what you do for a living, and about your house. Boom.
How much money do you have? That's what I want to know.
Like, get it all out in the open immediately, because that's what we want to hear. We want to get to know them without having to wait 3 episodes. And it's like, wait, what did she say? And she goes on, like, this is probably why I was like, okay, I fuck with Shamia, like, right out of the gate. When she talks about the story of her meeting Gerald and going to his house and blowing up his bathroom at 4:30, fucking amazing. That was cinema. She's like, it was electric. A full symphony orchestra in his bathroom. And the next time I came back, he had wipes for me. I'm like, that is true love, first of all.
Yeah.
Second,
let love win.
Let love win. Okay. And if you can't go, I don't know how many women don't know. If you really want to know if a dude's going to ride or die for you, go take a shit in his house. Okay. Do it.
I think that's easier said than done.
No, because obviously if you're uncomfortable. But here's the thing: if they throw a fit, or if they're like, "Oh my god, that's not the guy," all right?
Yeah.
Any grown man can be like, "Yeah, you have to go to the bathroom. We all do. Go for it. Just spray afterwards if you don't mind."
Yeah.
But like,
that's the powder room downstairs. Yeah.
Sure. Like, just not the. I don't want to smell it, but like, go down there. Seriously, like, I think that it's a great test. I'm glad that she did it, and I'm so delighted that she shared it with us. I was like, thank you for this moment, because I thought it was hilarious.
I love the play-by-play of the whole thing too, because obviously it took about 20 minutes to get through. Very long-winded. Even though the producers like, Shamia, can we keep this pretty short?
And they still
no, I got it. Let me just get through this. I just have a couple of points to make. 25 minutes later, still going. Given the full play-by-play, met at the club, walked around. He asked me if I wanted to drink, got a drink, looked around. You married? Not married. Okay, cool. Went to a barbecue, saw him. You got kids? No kids. All right, now we're talking. Then I was in his bed at 4:30 and I had to take a shit. Great. Perfect. That's what we needed. Like, I just did it in about 2 minutes, but yeah, that was great.
It was great. It was fantastic. Great intro, great opening scene. Got me excited. I think that was a big part of it too, is I was locked in now because she had such a great intro. But then we check in with a familiar face in Drew, and she has 1 year going on 1 year amidst this divorce. They're still not divorced because
last time
lo and
we
behold,
saw Drew, she was singing to Ralph at the reunion.
Oh God!
Remember
I forgot about that.
This is the problem, because when it happened, I'm like, I need a reminder. I need everybody to have the reminder that this happened, because it was so goddamn funny that the last thing that we saw from the Atlanta season before they blew up the cast was Drew at the reunion performing her song with Ralph in the audience.
Ralph,
when they were going through a divorce. Yes. Need that. I need people to know. So hopefully
they play that.
If you forgot, I'm here to remind you.
I appreciate that. I actually do. I genuinely appreciate you like allowing me to remember that moment. Holy shit. We need to hang that in the studio, bro. That's the next picture going up.
Oh, I'm sure there's like a beautiful like 4K picture that we can put up there where it's her on stage
Yeah.
singing with the lights on her, and then there's a spotlight on Ralph.
I think we can replace something in here. We need to have that
Need
up.
it.
Yeah,
Need
that's
it.
a good call. Good call. But Kenya gets over there. So Kenya, as we know, is part of this season. Sooner or later, she's going to get edited out. They already edited her out of the trailer. They edited her out of the
I'm sure they edited her out of like half of this episode too.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. But she arrives, and Ralph's office is now like a salon, it looked like, which I fucking love that. And
yeah.
Ralph has been sequestered to the basement via judge's orders. It's
It's
the
too
greatest
fucking
shit.
funny, dude. Like you can't make this up. It is so funny that he got put down there. And I love that Drew talks about it saying, I was hoping that he would go down there and start getting his shit together and move out. Like, hey, buddy, you live in the basement. Maybe go get a house of your own. Maybe go get a townhouse or an apartment. Just get the hell out of here. No, I'm going to stay in the basement. I think it was her daughter that was walking around like, where's daddy? Downstairs. He might be downstairs. I'm not really sure. He's down there just doing whatever Ralph is doing down there because
He's doing Ralph shit.
without Drew, what is he doing? She was the only reason that he was even relevant in the production of film or whatever the hell you want to say what he was doing. Otherwise, what is he up to? I have no idea.
He claims to be this savvy businessman that does all these
Sure.
business things. I don't know what the fuck he does. He's
I'm
living in a
sure.
basement right now to the point that as his daughter's ascending the stairs, he said, "Give me a hug goodbye." Like she's leaving the house. She's just walking up the stairs,
Yeah.
my guy. But the best part is you're not allowed to walk up the staircase. You're fucking stuck in the basement.
I need to know more about the basement. Like, is there a separate entrance for him to get
There
down
is
there?
a
Is he
separate.
going?
She said that. No, there's a separate
Okay.
entrance in.
Is he going
Yeah,
in through like a cellar door though? Like one of
I
those
would love
tornado
like a storm
cellars?
door.
Oh
That would
yeah,
be
yeah.
so awesome if he just like
Yeah.
and a walk in every time.
It's like 3 a.m. You just hear like a creak. You're like, God damn it, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph, not my fridge. Fuck in the basement. Like the best part, like the
He's
best
definitely
part-
sneaking upstairs to eat
Oh,
some shit
for
out of the fridge.
sure,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Like put a camera in the fridge, you'll catch him up there, like in
Yeah.
there at 3 a.m.,
He's
like
got the good
shoveling
fruit up here.
shredded cheese in his
Yeah.
mouth. Like,
Whoa,
like,
whoa. All right. Don't associate
Perfect.
that with Ralph because that's a great move.
it's a phenomenal move, which is why I mentioned it. All right, I'm just saying, even
But
Ralph
Ralph
probably
doesn't
does
do that. Ralph sucks.
Oh yeah, he takes the block of cheese and takes a bite out of it and ruins it for
Yeah,
everybody.
there we
That's
go,
what
yeah.
Ralph does. But you know what?
He's spooning cottage cheese into his mouth.
Oh
There we go.
God,
Yeah.
that's more of a Ralph move. Now he's in the basement because you're a dick, Ralph.
Because the judge says so.
It's a judge. That's incredible. You're stuck
It's
in
like
the
the best.
basement.
That judge must have had the funniest time too, sitting there like,
Oh, dude.
this is what we're gonna do. Ralph, basement buddy, can't
Yeah.
come up. When
You're
can
the
I come up? What's my visitation rights with my kids? They have to come downstairs.
They can go
willingly.
in the basement.
You can't
but-
lure them down with cheese.
And then you get the what is it? The first, fifth, and what did I write? It's like the first, fifth, and seventh weekend. Yeah. Oh, the first, third, and fifth weekend of the month, she has to leave the house so he can come out of the basement. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That's what he deserves. But we find out they're talking through an app, and the judge sees everything that they're saying. Lo and behold, shockingly, fucking Ralph can't help himself, and he throws
Mhm.
bullshit into that chat. Not surprising at all. And Drew wants to pop off, but she doesn't, nor should you. Again, the
Yeah,
judge
he's
is
just
a
trying to
third
bait
party
her.
to this. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But we find out about her career a little bit, and she's opening for Tank in Chicago, and she's partners with Portia's Dennis.
Mhm.
Now, most of you probably know Dennis being the father of Portia's child, and now Drew is with him, and he's producing music. Also, Kenya had no idea that Dennis was involved in music, even though Drew says music is his passion.
Very, very, very long time he's been doing music. But
Very,
2
very
seconds
long
later, it was, I'm not really sure how long he's been doing this. Weird.
The whole thing's a little bit
Yeah.
strange, especially when you add to it, he's been my saving grace through all of this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You make it personal. It's very emotional. It's getting weird. What's going on
Kind of
here?
strange. You're going through a lot. You're leaning
Yeah.
on Dennis, and then when
Oh.
Kenya asks a question, why didn't he produce for her? Which wasn't all that long ago when she made a
It was like
song.
2014, 2015, maybe?
He wasn't doing it back then.
Nope.
But this
Not a
is his
very, very long
passion.
time. Not even a very long time.
But
Or a
this is a-
long time.
This is a passion, though. He's
a passion,
passionate
you know?
about this.
Look, I mean, you can get passionate about things later in life for sure, but, you know,
The
I
way
still
that
come
she
back
made
to
it
the.
seem.
It made it seem like he's been doing it his whole life.
Because it's a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I guess different people
Short
at
time.
different... What? Short time.
Short time. Yeah.
Short time,
Couple
long
years.
time. Okay.
Short time. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Short time,
Short time, long
time.
time. Very
Yep.
strange. The whole thing's strange. And I'm like, okay, well, she's clearly fucking Dennis. Just
Yeah.
get out of the way. Like, I don't know what you just said. I wasn't paying attention because you're just clearly having sex
Yeah.
with this man. Got it. Okay, cool. Anyway, we move on from there and we get to see Kelli with her daughters. Chloe, it's her 17th birthday. They're at a tea party. She's pouring whiskey into the tea. So I'm already fucking with Kelli. I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And we go through this birthday party and she's living the single mom life. She's got Nana's waffles.
Mhm.
Fucking love that. So she's
That sounds
trying to...
incredible.
You know what sounds even cooler?
What's
I'm
that?
trying to grow my waffle empire. I will invest in a waffle empire. Hell
Waffle
yeah.
Empire. I'm in.
Waffle House is
Now-
my favorite establishment in the United States of America.
We have been talking about investing our nest egg, our Bros and Shows nest egg, right to the
In
waffles.
Lover Boy.
Yeah, we were thinking Lover Boy. There was another one we were talking about. It was G Lily's
Burning
Burning
Man
Man
clothing
line.
line.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
No, it turns out the correct answer is let's invest in waffles because hell yeah.
No one says no to a waffle unless you're an
No.
asshole. There's gonna be
Yeah.
one person in here that doesn't like waffles. Like, I didn't care for when you said that.
More of a pancake guy. Think, okay.
I'm more of a waffle guy.
I'm more of a waffle guy as well. I think that good pancakes are easier to come by.
Than
But
a good waffle.
if you get me a good waffle, I will choose that every single time. The way that they have the holes for the syrup and the butter. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
hungry.
agree. That's a really good point.
Throw some
Great
chicken on top
waffles.
too with a little hot honey. Woo!
Stop. I'm so fucking
Woo!
hungry, bro. I'm so hungry. Can you
Oh,
not?
dude, the mixture of maple syrup and hot honey together
is wonderful. It's a wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful thing.
get crazy. Put some
God, I
powdered
just
sugar
want
on it
this now.
too. Yeah, why not?
Can we take a break so I can go eat this? I'm so
You're
hungry.
gonna go
That
make.
sucks.
Do you have a waffle maker? I feel like you would.
Yeah, I have a waffle maker. Come
Yeah,
on
I
now.
knew it. Yeah.
Definitely have a
I
waffle
feel like that's
maker.
something that like everybody gets at one point in their lives, and you don't use it nearly as much as you would hope, but it's always great when you do have
You
it.
know what I have? I've got the 2 little waffle makers, so I can make a little waffle sandwich with the
Ice
chicken
cream?
on the sandwich, and then the hot honey. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck! I'm hungry.
Yeah, yeah. Do
What
that.
were-
Do that.
What were we
Thanks,
talking
Kelly.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn it. Oh, the waffle empire. Oh, God, that's all I want. I'll figure out a way to have a waffle tonight. I might make waffles tonight. But anyway,
Good.
somebody on Twitter said, what is this, the real divorced housewives of Atlanta? Because Kelly's also going through a divorce. She has 2 months until the divorce.
That's all right.
They've been going through it for, I don't have an issue with it. It was just a funny line. I have no,
Yeah.
I'm not one of the people. It's like, they're housewives. Why are they all single? It's like, are we really getting caught in semantics of the name of the show?
Yeah,
Like, who
no.
cares? But anyway, she's been going through divorce for 2.5 years. They were married for 11 years. They somewhere along the way turned into complete enemies. And yeah,
I love the use of enemies instead of saying like, yeah, we just kind of grew apart. We wanted different things. Like, no, we grew into fucking mortal
hate each
enemies.
other.
We hate each other now. We flipped at some point. Can't really put my thumb on when it happened, but we are mortal enemies now, and I will take them down with my waffles. That's what I want.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Trounced by waffles is a great story. That would be awesome. But apparently along the way, it got pretty sketchy. You know, there was the police were involved and her ex threatened her in court. There was a lot of crazy shit happening. So it's nice that she's, 2 months out from this being over. And I really like, obviously, the strong independent woman storyline where she's, taking care of her kids. And, she bought her daughter 17 gifts for her 17th birthday, many of them being very expensive purses, to which I did have to question. I'm like, all right, so she wants a pink Birkin. I'm aware how expensive Birkins are. If you buy 17 other designer bags, does that not equate to like a lower end Birkin? I understand Birkins can be like astronomical, but can we not get a pink Birkin instead of?
I think, and this is just me, giving a 17-year-old one Birkin that she could potentially ruin and mess with,
Okay.
rather give her maybe lower priced items from Chanel. That would make more sense.
So
Give her
the
17 of those so that she can interchange them. She'll get more out of them. And then if one of them gets all fucked up, it's not the Birkin that got fucked up. It's one of the lowly Chanel purses. That's
Yeah,
what
because
I took it as.
as we do know, like a Birkin is much more than just a bag, right?
Yeah.
A Birkin's a statement.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. You know, we're Birkin men ourselves. We don't own them.
We are.
But
Yeah.
someday
Yeah.
we're gonna
But
pull
we
a
have
Garcelle
admiration.
and have a Birkin party. Get
do.
our first Birkin. But anyway, we get to Porsha and her. As mean that I'm laughing, but the fact that she's going back to see her divorce attorney again, and he's like, "I missed you." I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. No, it's funny too that you laughed at that because I laughed at him saying, "You know the way."
Yeah. Yep.
Right
Yep.
through here, you know where you're going.
I'll be down in a minute. You know where you're going. It's
And
like,
look,
oof.
it could have been that this is like her third, fourth meeting, and like this is the first one on camera, so we're doing the weird introductions. It's so funnier to think about it. Like, oh yeah, you know the way. And it looks like the office is completely different, but he is
Yeah.
funded by divorce, so he is much more schwanky.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very funny lead off to this whole thing.
Yeah,
But he does reference that she walked away from a whole lot in her previous divorce. So this time she has a prenup. She wants to do things the right way, make sure she's walking away with what she can get. But as we know, and if you've been keeping up with it, like we're not sure how much is entirely there. Simon was not on the up and up about finances, not on the up and up about business decisions, and he kept Porsha at bay the entire time. So this is one of those divorces where it's like, kind of, we can compare it. No, have to compare it. It's just one of those divorces where she's finding out, oh fuck, there's a lot of shit that I didn't know about.
yeah.
We're not sure what's even there to split other than the house. We know for a fact that they have 50-50 on the house. The judge did rule that Porsha can stay in the house.
And where's
but
he from? Do you know where he's from?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
I
wondering,
believe
he has a company.
I believe he's from Nigeria, because when
Okay.
she's on the phone with Cynthia later on in the episode, Cynthia makes a joke like, "Oh, we can't go to Nigeria anymore," and then Portia's like, "Well, I'm Nigerian, so we can go to Nigeria," because she did the 23andMe, I'm
Okay.
assuming, and is like 47% Nigerian, so
Yeah.
they can still go. But yeah, I think he's from there. I believe he has businesses in the U.S.
I think
don't
he
really
has businesses in
know.
the US because the article clip that they put up there said that he was going to be fined about $900,000
That's
or
right. Yeah.
something towards his business, and that Porsche was going to get involved in that in some way, shape, or form. So that's got to suck too. But I do wonder, like, all of these things that she didn't know, and she goes into it even more. Like, why are we always getting in this second, very long line at the airports? It's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, what is he telling her at that point?
I
Like,
don't know,
is it
dude.
like my passport still isn't cleared, or they still have to do like double checks on me for the next 6 months? Like, he's got to just be making things up as he goes along. And for whatever reason, she was falling for it, but it didn't seem like she fell for it for that long, because you can only keep that charade going for so long. And it was what, 15 months of them being
15
married.
months,
So,
and she called it quits because she started to find things out. Things she says when the communication stopped was the problem, because they were always
Mhm.
so communicative, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he wasn't, and then she started finding things out. She got sent a foreclosure notice on the house and
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck is that? So she clearly didn't know what was up. And he goes further and sends her a cease and desist, cannot film in the house. So now he's fucking with
Yep.
her finances, which is fucked. So hopefully that gets overturned. I
Dude, just
can't
go to the
imagine.
basement. Go to
Oh
Ralph's
yeah.
basement.
No, send him to the basement. Oh, you could
Yeah.
probably use Ralph's basement
Yeah.
if you wanted to. Then you have to
Probably
hang out with
could.
Ralph, and that would suck.
Or
So
just,
maybe
you're
don't.
going through a divorce, just use the same divorce attorney that Drew's using. She'll put Simon in the basement.
She did do that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just stick all of the
Do
ex-husbands
that.
in basements.
Everybody goes to the basement. Yeah.
Wait, no, he has to go live with Ralph in Ralph's basement.
Yes. Yes.
That's the answer. And then stick
Yeah.
a camera in there. Boom. We just came up with a new show. Done. Husbands in basements. But we get to dinner, and it's Kelli, Shamia, and Britney. And was not aware that insurance agents go to the flyest and sexiest events. News to me. Didn't know.
Depends on the insurance, I suppose.
I think my favorite part is like the way she said it was almost that, as you all know, like, of course I'm going to these
Yeah.
parties because I'm an insurance agent.
Everybody
I was
just
like,
agrees.
all the
I
insurance
would
agents
ask,
I know are not going to the flyest and sexiest events, you know?
what kind of insurance? I don't know what's going on here. Life insurance?
But what, then you'd just be going to funerals.
Yeah. Oh,
You're that guy that walks in with the binder afterwards and is like, I need to talk to the family, you know?
Purse chaser. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a lawyer, I guess. Yeah, the attorney does that.
Ambulance
See,
chaser.
we're not
Yeah,
lawyers. We
we're
say
not.
it all the time. That is not
truly
our
not.
forte. But anyway, back to dinner. They're discussing Portia's divorce. And, they're trying. It's just funny because you can tell that it's early in the season. You can tell they're trying to set the tone the right way. Like, oh, she's going to come out on top, and, everything's going to be great. And then And then out of nowhere, Kelly's like, should have never took that girl's man. I'm like, ooh, fuck
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Quick, let's get into it.
Mix
I
it
love
up.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Because as we know, Simon was involved with somebody previously. You get the cutscene of her going to his house with his wife and like giving him a fist bump almost out of respect. Like, I'm not going to hug you because your wife's right there. Let's just do a little bump. Boop, boop. So there is it. It doesn't seem on the up and up. There's a gray area, as
overlap.
they say.
Yeah.
There's a
Could be
gray
little
area.
overlap. Yeah.
Ever so slightly.
Even
Where
if it's
there's
not,
smoke, there's
anytime
fire.
anytime you suspect a little overlap, just call it out. Why not?
Sure.
It never
Yeah.
goes wrong. Never goes wrong on these
Not
shows.
for us at home.
No.
For us at home, it turns into gold.
You might
usually.
get the wrath. You
Yeah.
might get some shit, but we're gonna
We
love it.
won't. And we get to watch it transpire, which we
Yeah.
love to do. So yes, always call it out. Shamia sticks up for her. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's my friend. You guys don't know her. I liked her reasoning behind it. It wasn't so much like, you don't know her, stop talking shit. It was more so, I don't want them to go in with a jaded disposition when they meet her and they're
Right.
already not into her because they heard rumors or whatever, rather than give her a shot to win them over.
Yeah, I think that's way more of what it was. And this is me going to say that like Shamia has such a good central presence where this is the first episode. This is probably one of your first scenes that you're filming. They haven't met yet. Let's pump the brakes on that.
We don't
Wanna
need
get there
factions
first.
immediately.
No, we don't need factions immediately. But also, Shamia can speak to this. She knows how Portia's going to react to it. She knows that it's going to get back to her because Brittany's going to tell somebody, or Shamia's even going to go tell somebody, or Kelly's just going to walk right in there and just say it out of right away as soon as she sees Portia walk in the door.
Kind of all of that happened.
Pretty much
Kind of
every
all of
single
that
thing that I
happened.
just said. Yeah, all of those things could happen, and all of those things did happen.
Yeah, that
So
happened.
it actually worked out perfectly for us at home. But we always want to say we don't want to see the newcomers try too hard out of the gate. We don't want to see some rumors being peddled around. We don't want to see you try too hard. Try to ease into it, see how things go, and then you can drop that bomb second episode, third episode, maybe.
Yeah.
But it seems to work. It seems like Kelly's just like confident where she is. And she doesn't
She
do
doesn't
it
give a
even
shit.
later.
It's
She
great.
doesn't give a shit. And she didn't do it later in like a I'm thirsty for attention type of way. It was more of like a, hey, this is who I am. This is what I think. I said it to these women. I'm going to say it to your face. Love that.
Well, what I like about it and how she gets into it later immediately and not letting the game of telephone play out,
Right.
it points to somebody that stands on business, which I love in these shows when you
Mhm.
have a person that doesn't put up with shit. That's like, I'm not going to listen. Like, I'm just going to take it to them and see what they say
Sure.
about it. There's always like that person needs to be on this show. One person in every franchise needs to be the person that's like, this is stupid. I'm just going to bring it up. So I'm glad that we have somebody taking on that role like immediately.
Mhm.
But again, Shamia with the defense is saying, well, she checked with Simon and the ex first. I'm like, how did that conversation go?
Yeah, it doesn't
When
seem
did that?
like
That doesn't sound legit to me. And she
that
called the
sounds
ex and was like,
like-
"Are you cool with this?" Like, who
it
doesn't know?
sounds like Drew calling to make sure that it's okay if she boinks Dennis.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Which
yeah, I
didn't
don't
happen.
think that happened. Yeah.
No, there's no way that happened. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, we get Portia and Shamia at a strip club, and
Love
she's like,
that.
I haven't been outside, and if Shamia says that going to see Clapping Cheeks is going to make me happier, then I'm going to go watch Clapping Cheeks. And
the best
she
part
did.
about this is we got them at a strip club and they weren't eating lobster. They weren't eating wings. They weren't
Oh,
eating
yeah.
any finger food like
No
we've
finger
seen in
foods.
other shows that will not be mentioned.
Blah.
They were sitting there ripping shots. It's shot o'clock. Let's get after it.
I forgot about that. You're bringing a lot of memories up right now about.
Yeah. Is it kind of hard to hear?
I forgot about the lobster and wings in a strip club. That is
Mhm.
ludicrous. Finger foods
Yeah.
in a strip club is just that should be illegal.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, they're just ripping shots. They're what the funniest fucking part, bro. The funniest part is like the randos in there. They're like, what the like, there's a dude in there who's not supposed to be there, and there's a
No.
fucking camera. He's like, like
Some guys
splits
there
them
like
up.
on his lunch break. He changed into his sweatpants to get in there. He's got to go back to work. He doesn't want his wife to find out, and all of a sudden he walks in, just sees a camera crew. It was
It
just
just-
like Abe Simpson just walking in, just
into
whoop,
the
right
bushes.
back out. Yep.
Or no, that's Homer Simpson. Like
That's
going,
Homer into the bushes. Yeah, Abe walking
Dude.
into the brothel and turning back out. That's the other one. Yeah,
That's exactly what that was my thing. Because in the background, you do see some fuzzy faces. I'm like,
Mhm.
that guy's probably pissed that he's on camera right now.
Yeah. that guy's hoping that his wife doesn't watch Atlanta.
Yeah, 100%. But weirdly, Simon texted Shamia congrats on the peach and like
Mhm.
other things, and she's like, "Oh, thanks, bro," whatever. And
Little too self-aware for a housewife show. I don't like that. Don't
yeah,
call
I don't
attention to housewife things
know.
ever.
That's pretty weird that
Yeah.
he's calling that out of the gate. But
Yeah.
she's like, first of all, don't call him bro. He's not a bro. He's Simon. And second of all, this guy sucks. Like, don't talk to him. But it's just a strange thing. I guess he's just chasing around everything she's doing right now, trying to keep tabs on her. I don't know
Yep.
if he's just trying to be ever present. Is the
Yep.
vibe?
That's all
It's
he's
like
doing. Yeah.
I'm still here. Like that's kind of the
Mhm.
vibe I'm getting.
I'm still getting bros from Shamia.
Exactly, like that kind of thing.
That's what I
But
took from it too.
what I liked again, and if this is how the show goes, because we like a fast pace, right? Like we like to shit happen. We like them to get over it. We like them to move on to the next thing. That seems to be the tone being set because immediately she starts talking about Kelly and Brittany. Well, I went to dinner with them, and Kelly at one point said, "Why did she take that girl's man?" And Portia's like, "Who the fuck are these people? Like, she doesn't
Mhm.
even know me. She's gonna talk shit about me." That's
The
pretty.
correct response.
That is 100% the correct response. But she's taken aback, and I'm like, "Ooh, Portia's activated episode 1
Mhm.
by Kelly. This is everything's pointing in my mind to like good. This is good for the
Yeah.
show. This will be entertaining." So that's also why I'm curious what the did you I didn't dive deep on Twitter or anything. I just like looked at the first thing that popped up when I typed
Yeah.
in RHOA. Is this been well received, or is this episode kind of in the middle?
I think that everybody's still stuck on it's sort
Old
of like a
Atlanta.
wait and see approach. No, it's not even
Okay.
necessarily old Atlanta. I think it's still a lot of people probably aren't maybe Twitter savvy is not the right way to put it, but they didn't really know that Kenya was cut out. So they were
Oh,
finding out
really?
for the first time. Yeah, it's tough to figure this out because obviously we do this for a
That's
living,
been new.
but
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Yeah.
so it's always tough for me whenever I look online and people are like, "Oh my god, Kenya got dropped from the season. She got cut out and edited out here and there." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, where you been?
That's
That
a
was like
good
8
point. It's like,
months
what?
ago."
This doesn't
This
consume your
show
life?
this show has been filmed for the last year and it's been ready since like September, but for whatever
Because
reason
of
they
the
just
Kenya
dropped it
stuff.
now. Yeah. So not really sure where you guys have been, but it's just really funny. I think that once people get over that and it's sort of like the wait and see approach, see how, the Kenya of it all affects the entire show, see how the newbies do. I think probably by episode 3 or 4 we'll probably have a better reading on it, but I think ratings wise it did really well.
That's good. All right, I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
I mean, it's still Atlanta, so
Let's just stick with ratings for now because I feel
yeah.
like people are gonna have to get used to this before the comments actually bear any weight. But after dropping the Kelly bomb, she then goes on to drop the Drew and Dennis bomb. I
Mhm.
heard Drew's been hanging out with Dennis. Draw like she literally says jaw on the floor. And now you have to go through this whole thing. Drew's been going through a divorce. Portia's been super supportive of that. Drew called her. Was that a reunion shot of her getting ready at the reunion calling
Yeah, it
her?
was before the reunion, yeah.
Yeah, so like she's in tune with what's been going on in Drew's life.
Mhm.
So it's pretty fucking slimy if you're gonna turn around and bang her kid's
But
dad.
we also heard in the first conversation when Kenya went over to Drew's house and they were talking about Dennis, Drew said, "Yeah, I think that Dennis asked her and she said everything was fine." So it seems a little weird.
Dennis asked her if he could produce the music, not if I can go sleep with your
Probably.
friend.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the underlining thing that's going on right now. So
Yeah.
could get a little dicey.
You think? You think
Yeah.
Drew's even modeling in like Portia's hair company. Like that's what
Mhm.
that messy. But
Messy, messy, messy.
Drew is messy. So you know what? Fuck it.
But before we get back to the rest of the episode, we have a few words from our friends over at Prolon. And you've heard us talk about Prolon before. Steele and I are huge advocates of their 5-day fasting program. And every now and then, we're reminded of those many health resolutions that we made over the years. And usually that comes in right in the beginning of January. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution. Maybe something happened and you're thinking to yourself, I just want to be a little healthier. I want to make sure that my body is ready for all of the things that I'm going to put it through over the next couple of months because summer's coming up. And doesn't everybody want to be their best when summer starts to come up? And the best part about Prolon is that their fasting mimicking diet is revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe that they're fasting. So if you've gone through a fast before, this is nothing like that. It's going to be a completely different experience. And Steele and I can speak to this. It is so much better.
I was just going to say, as somebody that has done a water fast, as somebody that's done a clean fast in the past, they are very difficult to get through. You're irritable, you're agitated. I've done that. I've done only water for multiple days, and I was not the happiest person. And when I got done, I felt better. And as soon as I started eating other things again, I started to feel worse. With Prolon, that did not happen because it is mimicking the fast. So you're actually getting food and water and things that you need throughout the week. It, as they say, it is not a fast, it's science. It works. We both tried it. We both felt much better afterwards. So this is something I'm passionate about because I've done a fast. Fasting sucks. Prolon does not.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore, honestly, because when I'm craving a real reset, Prolon is the only nutrition program that works for me. It's convenient and it's backed by Nobel winning science. That's Nobel Prize winning science, and it works. So, to help you kickstart a health plan that truly works, Prolon is offering Bros and Shows listeners 15% off site wide plus a $40 gift when you subscribe to their 5-day nutrition program. Just visit prolonlife.com/bros. That's prolonlife.com/bros to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/bros. Now let's get back to Atlanta.
We then get on to Shamia, who is singing now for the second or third time. This is one of the things that could wear on me.
Yeah, you know
I
me.
don't know. I think I would imagine she is episodes away from announcing either a song and or an album or something along those
It
lines. And I
just
think, look, she has a
it,
great voice. She has a very nice
She
voice.
does. She does. But the biggest pet peeve of mine is when people just randomly start singing. Like, and it goes on for so long. Like she's just talking to her mom about the rain coming. It's nice if you left it at just the let the sun come out tomorrow or like rain, rain, go away or something like that.
She's
Just leave it
saying
at
"Rang Rang, go
just
away."
just that's all I need. Just one line. I don't need you to do the whole song because what am I supposed to do? Do I clap at the end of it?
I
Do I
almost
just
did because the best part is her mom is like in the back, like just kind of nodding along, and
hey?
then sings with her like briefly, and then like at the end, it's just like
I
smiling and
think
nodding her head. Like,
Shamia started singing louder when her mom started singing too. It's like, no, 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 no.
yeah,
You're not going to outshine
mom,
me.
mom, shut up. It's my moment. I'm trying to sell a record deal here.
Oh
Rain,
man.
rain, go. I can't sing like she has
I
a great
know
voice.
the big thing too is because as soon as I start watching it, as soon as Drew pops on the screen, I'm like, all right, when's Drew going to start singing? I got to mentally prep for this. I know what's going to happen. It's the same thing I do for a lot of these shows, like Erica Jane. I know
Sheena,
that she's going to perform at some point. Sheena's going to fucking sing. Ashley
Ashley
Darby's
Darby.
going to sing. Like, I have to mentally prep at the beginning of all of these seasons where anybody's going to sing. And I'm like,
Oh,
all right, when's Drew going to sing? And instead, Shamia sings. And I'm
yep.
like, all right, she actually has a really good voice. And then 6 minutes later, when she's still singing Rain, Rain, Go Away, I'm done. What do I
I don't
do?
want to hear this
Do I
anymore.
clap?
Yeah, I wish you did clap like by yourself in your house, just like golf clap.
Okay, great.
But anyway, Portia and Cynthia FaceTime just to talk about the Simon stuff and the Drew and Dennis stuff, which is important for later. And then we get to Shamia's party, and Kelli arrives. I like again that Shamia, right out of the gate, hey, felt uncomfortable after that dinner. Just want to let you know that I told Portia what you said. I like that she does that out of the gate. That kind of protects her a little bit. Kelly's also a little bit pissed. She's like, dude, come on. Like, why'd you do
Yeah.
that? That's her friend. So she protected herself because she knows this is
Mhm.
on camera. I'm not going to fuck with that. But I'm also going to tell the other person so they don't get blindsided by the whole thing. She's playing
Correct.
defense and she's playing offense. So I like that move. I guess Kelly is more upset about the whole thing because she's been cheated on. So
Yep.
she has more of a reaction to it. She's like, well, I know how it feels. And if that's what she did, fuck her. I'm like, okay. Like, if you have pre-existing
Yeah, we've
feelings
seen a
about
lot of
this,
like across all of these shows, we've got the other woman syndrome where you start thinking about that, and if you even bring that up, people get offensive about it. This one is a new one. I haven't seen this one before, but I've been cheated on. So if I see somebody else being cheated on and she's the other woman, don't like that. I'm gonna call that out immediately.
yeah,
I'm like,
VPR was the
I
other woman
guess that's
syndrome.
fair. Yeah, I'm like, I guess that's fair. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
real or not, but
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's fair to have feelings about it, but it's also, this is really none of your business. You don't even know her.
yeah.
So what you're saying is
Also,
you're
in
forming an
both
opinion on her character without knowing her.
and all yeah, that's a really good point. But in both situations, it's the dude's fault. So it's your ex's fault for cheating on you, and it's Simon's fault for cheating on his wife. So why are we blaming Portia? I'm confused.
it's just calling into question her character. She's a party to it because I do believe that the party to it, if they're knowing that the person has a wife or a husband, I
Sure.
do believe the party shares guilt.
Yeah.
But we need, you should meet the person before talking
You
to her
throw those
friend
things
and
around.
saying, no, if she had lunch with Britney and they talked about it, fine.
Fine. Yeah.
She had lunch with Shamia.
Yeah, you know
who
where
is
Shamia's
Portia's
allegiance
ride or
lies.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have, I mean, obviously she knew what she was doing. Like, she's not going to throw that out there and be like, what do you mean you told her?
Yeah.
Duh, she told her, but whatever. We get to why Shamia and her husband have so much money. He is apparently the king of HVAC. He does commercial HVAC, which is just, fucking ridiculous money. Ridiculous money. And I only know that because I sold energy as one of my off-season jobs forever ago. It's a true story. And my
Are you one of
bread
those
and
assholes
butter-
that comes up to me in like Lincoln Financial Field when I'm trying to watch an Eagles game and they're like, "Hey, have you thought about
No.
switching from PGW?" No,
No,
I haven't.
What we were energy consultants and advisors. What we would do is we would take all of you, if you owned a company, I would take all of your information from your buildings, your warehouses, all of the electricity
Riveting
information,
stuff.
and find a better fit in an electric company for you and your company. Here's the caveat or the kicker. I don't get paid unless you sign the deal, one, and two, it comes out of you paying your electric bills. You're not paying me directly. Okay. Energy by 5.
It was like a shit job.
I paid really well. I didn't mind that part of it, but it was tough because a
Oh.
lot of cold calls. But my point is, you went for like big warehouses that had a lot of like refrigeration in it, or big warehouses that needed to be cooled down, office space, because HVAC is such a huge thing with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
All to bring it back to this
Wow.
guy makes a shit ton of money.
Riveting stuff. Thank you.
That's why you guys listen to us, right? For stories like that about when I sold fucking electricity.
I'd
But
rather
anyway.
listen to Shamia sing more than
Yeah, me too. Now
do
that I
that
just
again.
went through that whole thing, I'm like, I could have done without it. I could have done without it. But Charles Oakley is on the season.
He sure is last enforcer.
It's like, holy shit, Charles Oakley. Last time I
need
saw
to
you,
get
get kicked out of Madison Square Garden.
Oh, dude, yeah, getting in the owner's face, fucking Dolan, getting in his face and telling him that he's doing a shit job controlling his
Fuck
team.
yeah.
Now he's not allowed in MSG. I think
He got
I think
banned.
they
No, they
lifted his
reversed the
ban.
ban. Yeah,
They reversed the ban, but I need him to start talking about that. I want to know more because
dude.
Yeah.
We usually don't like husbands get involved, but if Charles Oakley tells his side of the Madison Square Garden story, I'd be so fucking happy.
Also, like he's still a very intimidating guy.
Sure.
I mean, he was what he played, and he still is now.
He's
so
gigantic. He was legit an enforcer on the court. Like
his hair looks
Charles
fucking.
Oakley.
His hair and his
looks
beard,
phenomenal.
so goddamn good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah,
What a
I'm
great
stoked
guy.
he's here. But obviously arrives his wife, Angela, who is the housewife. Well, I think she's a friend of. Is she part of the
I
list?
think she's a friend of.
No, she's part of the list in the intro. So I'd imagine she's full time.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so Angela's a full time.
even we
We
don't
didn't get a
know.
lot from her yet. Because I just assumed
51
because we got
minutes
a
into
lot.
this episode, and we still don't know.
We're doing our best. All right, guys. Relax. But then Drew arrives in and I might not be the same dye, but it looked like a 316 blonde, I believe is what Karen's blonde is. All right, and then Mia tried the blonde in Potomac. I'm not sure.
I mean, I am the resident colorblind guy, but I'm
not going to
that as
listen to
blonde.
Because you're colorblind. It was
it's not the
blonde.
same color though. It's not the same color. I'm telling you.
It's not the same color, so it's not.
I can
think
see
it's 316.
differences in shades very well, but I can never identify the color. But I can tell you it's definitely different than what Karen has.
Based on your colorblind shade recognition, you're telling me it's a different color.
Shade
Okay,
recognition
cool.
is through the roof. Yeah.
You didn't know what color the fire was in Traders, but you're telling me you can identify a
You ever
wig.
seen those colorblind tests where it's like I've got 9 colors up there, it's 8 of them are exactly the same, one of them's like a tiny bit off? I've run those bad boys down. I killed those things. So
Sick.
good.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
You're fucking cool, man.
Can't tell you what color it was that I picked, but I can tell you it's different.
Well, anyway, she's friends with Kelli, so they're tight. They're both going through divorces, so I imagine we'll see them team up a little bit. But we got Cynthia, Drew, and Kelli, and they get right into it. Are you? Because I guess not right into it. It's a hint. It's like, are you two publicly dating? And I thought she was saying you're dating Dennis. She's just asking if they're dating, but you can tell she's just throwing a little line out there,
Mhm.
just trying to fish a little bit. Like, are you going to
See what
slip?
happens. Yeah.
She did not. She said, no, I'm not dating. I want to get through this whole Ralph thing first. I'm like, oh shit, you're burying yourself out of the gate. Cynthia just set you up and you fucking went for it and you fell for it.
Hot take. I don't think she's actually dating him.
I don't know if they're dating. I do think
I don't
they're
think
boinking.
I don't even think they're boinking. I think that this whole thing is just going to be a false flag operation just to go after Drew.
Are you a big Drew stan?
Maybe I am. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, no stan
Dude,
shaming.
she put Ralph in the basement. I'm a huge.
She did
fan.
put Ralph in the basement and sang to
Yeah.
Ralph at the reunion after they're getting
Yeah.
divorced. So, okay.
Huge.
She
fan.
does deserve some respect. You're right. My
Yeah.
bad. Kenya arrives and she's also going through a divorce, as we know. And she asks about Britney's new ring because Britney's wearing a massive 10-carat diamond ring, a solitaire cut, I believe.
Sure.
Was what they said. It's a new ring to replace the old ring. She's married to that guy. I don't know what his name is. I forget. Michael, thank you. She's married to Michael, but as their anniversary present, she got a new engagement ring, which I have heard of before, by the way. Like that's not the most unheard of thing ever. Kenya's kind of stuck on it, but I think that it's more so because she references her not wearing a wedding band and just the ring, whatever. There was a little bit of shade. I didn't think it was shady. It was just a ever so slight, but it was enough for her to not be thrilled. She was like, all right, fuck you. Yeah. And she started to, make divorce jokes. Like, I have a man, you don't, that whole thing. You get Britney with Michael and Kelli talking about the interaction that just happened. That's when she makes the comment where it's like, I'm married and you're divorced, so shut the fuck up. I'm like, okay. So up until this point, we have set the stage for battles across the board.
We certainly have. No, I don't know if the Kenya battle is really going to matter. I guess.
No, especially if she's not going to be part of the show.
It's
Kelly's getting involved in a lot of shit. Or is that, sorry, Britney?
Brittany got involved in this one. So the newbies are getting involved with people that we know.
That's what I meant. The newbies are
We'll have
involved.
to see if they can punch. They'll have to punch above their weight class because I don't think that you can really hang with somebody like Kenya. Maybe Porsha is a little easier to hang with, but
well, they're just going to go too low, which is what happens, by the way. That's what happens, as we know, because Kenny gets the boot for revenge porn.
Yeah.
So clearly she takes a swing, but luckily she's not, down to go that low because that's fucking crazy. I don't care who you are. So that's the whole thing. But I guess at some point I wonder if that's the send off. Maybe we get to that episode and they're like, "Ooh, fuck."
Yeah, probably
because you have to reference.
I don't think that they're even going to reference it though.
You have to
just because
everybody knows.
I don't think they will. I know, but they might just sweep it under the rug. I don't know. We'll have to see how they handle it.
I'm really curious. But you get all the ladies together in one of the many rooms at Shamia's gigantic house, which again, film all of it there. Go to the movie theater.
I actually said that. I'm like, we're going to be here a lot this year.
Good.
I think she's going to have different parties, a lot of people over. It's going to be a whole thing. And then honestly, if we just bounce between there and the strip club, I'm a happy boy. That's good enough for me. It's funny. Them going to the strip club is never not funny. It's always funny.
Just thanks for clarifying why you want them at the strip club because you sounded like a
crazy. Oh yeah.
Just there in the strip club,
shaking ass.
You're gross. You're fucking gross, pal. But she gets her birthday present, which of course, it's a Cullinan $400,000 Rolls Royce SUV. I've never even seen one of these before. That's how not wealthy I am. I didn't know this was a thing. Holy shit, that's a beautiful car. And then Porsha walks in 2 hours late and steals the show. Tough look.
Not only did she walk up behind Shamia, tap her on the back, Shamia immediately goes, "Yeah, you're late." She gets in the car. She's yelling across, like, "Great job buying this car." And then she gets right in front of the camera and she's like, "This is my best friend. She's got a Rolls Royce." It's like, this isn't about you. Get out of here.
Go away. Yeah. Get out of the shot. Yeah. And even Shamia's like, "Look, I don't like to dampen anybody's light, but fuck off right now." I just got my big present and everyone's looking at me. And that's what this party's about. It's about me. She has the wardrobe changes, all this stuff. She just got a $400,000 car. Let her have a second. You know what I mean? But anyway, I thought it was horseshit for Porsha to say the reason I'm late is because of traffic. Everybody else showed up on time and everyone else drove through Atlanta traffic. And everybody in the world knows Atlanta traffic sucks. Yeah. So I don't think that's a great excuse. But you get Cynthia and Kenya, and the Kelli comment about Porsha comes up about her stealing men, and Kelli is obviously upset about the situation again because she's been cheated on. So I guess that's some extra stank on the whole thing. But you get the whole group at the end and they're all discussing this. And then Porsha walks into the room. And again, this is why I'm into this season because she's getting into it with Kelli right out of the gate. Kelly's obviously clapping back at her, saying, "Well, just and I love that Kelly's standing her ground. Answer the fucking question. Did you take that girl's man? Like, why did you take her man?" Standing her ground. Love that.
I thought it was
shit.
a great deflection too by Porsha. Like, oh, we haven't met before. What's your last name even? I don't know.
Yeah.
And we saw, of course, as we always do on shows now, Porsha was on Amazon Live talking about some shit.
She was
every time.
She was on Amazon
always
Live.
Amazon Live. We could always trace things back to that. But yeah, she probably genuinely didn't know Kelly's last name. And she tried to deflect by doing that. What's your last name? What's your last name? That's kind of a weird move. Start off like this. You haven't even met me yet. It is kind of a weird move. That's a very valid point. But Kelli decides to not take this opportunity. I thought it would have been really fun if she just extended her hand like, hey, by the way, I'm Kelli. I don't even know Kelly's last name. By the way, I'm Kelli. So why'd you steal that man?
Yeah, like now you know me. Like,
yeah,
that would have been really funny. It would. But you know what would be better for me at home watching the show? Is if Porsha goes from that to Drew and asks if she's dating Dennis. That would be great. And guess what happens? She does that.
We get to an elevator and then we do it.
That's right. Yeah, so we gotta get in the elevator first. But like, here's the thing. Like, for people, I'm glad that the reception has been let's wait and see because I think that's the correct response.
I agree.
This is a solid start to a season. You've got inklings of drama. You've got a group that knows each other. You've got somebody at the helm in Shamia. If she's going to take that spot, maybe Porsha steps into that role. We're not sure who's going to be the leading lady yet. But this structure worked for this episode.
It worked.
So I'm excited
really well
for next week. Yeah.
It was a very good, and typically in shows, and obviously there was a longer pause for Atlanta between seasons. There was a lot of things going on, but it seems like there were things that happened in the off season that are just being addressed immediately. It's not becoming a storyline for the entire season. It still could, but at least they're getting talked about right away. Like, we're not going to hold on to this till the 5th or 6th episode, and then it's going to last all the way to the reunion. Let's get it out of the way now, because I feel like, and this is just something that I feel like watching after the first episode, it seems like this group is going to have that organic chaos, that organic issue that they're going to immediately start fighting about something here and there or whatever, because there are so many differing personalities. There's so many like strong, powerful women that are going to stand on business. And then you're going to have Shamia in the middle playing both sides, which she's very good at. So I think it's going to work really well. I think it's a good dynamic.
Well, let's see what our listeners have to say. Let's get to some questions. My phone died, so you can do it.
I got them. First one up here from LaGordy Buena. Where was all the money before? I don't know. We've been missing
I don't know.
money
Shamia had all these
shows.
Shamia has all the money.
Yeah.
I can't, bro. When they walked into like her foyer, like just with the marble, like the tile floor, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, we're back."
This is a question from Rachel Ray. How many times an episode do you think Shamia is going to sing? At least once.
Probably once an episode.
I'm just prepping for it.
I would say if we average out the 16 to 19 episodes of this season, if we include reunions, I would imagine it will average out to about one time an episode.
Yeah, probably.
Which means we might get 3 an episode and then a 0, but it will be frequent.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and I love to make claims out of the gate. Everybody knows this. I am right now saying that she is coming out with a song at some point in this season.
Probably.
And that's why she's singing.
Well, we know Drew is with Dennis. From Rebecca Kays, what do you guys think about the editing? The green screen confessionals were awful. Well, Rebecca, I thought they were real. So
too. That goes to show.
Shut up.
Look, we take a lot of pride in noticing little things. That's not one of them.
Yeah. No.
I do know, now that you said it though, I know that 99.9% of confessionals are filmed in front of a green screen. So I am aware of that. Yeah, I didn't think that far into it on this one.
We've got a statement here from Rags, loving the cast switch up. Shamia is that girl.
Good.
We are loving it as well.
We like it. Yeah.
Great first episode.
Solid start.
And this one I'm probably going to disagree with. From Keelan Triggs, less questions, more just feeling like Kelli is trying to come in way too hot. We call people out all the time, and usually it's very obvious when they're coming in way too hot. I didn't get the sense that Kelli was coming in too hot. I think that like we saw her personality with her family by herself.
Mhm.
That seems very true. And then we see her at dinner with people that she knows, and she stayed true to herself. So I think that is just who she is.
And you know what? At the same time, if you're going to, in episode 1, step up to an OG in Porsha,
Yeah.
and stand your ground like she did so well,
Yep.
it didn't feel like overblown. We see a lot of newcomers come in, and it seems like their moment is forced. That didn't seem forced.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
that's why I disagree.
Yeah. But that's all I got over here from questions.
Well, I'm excited. I think they got something here. If they go, obviously it's
so too.
early, and I'm not going to claim anything yet, but I do think that I'll just chalk it up to great start. Great start, Atlanta. We've been waiting a long time, and this is a solid start. But
great start. Love it.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, that's our show. Bros, gotta go. Oh, God. My back hurts. Bye.